Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, the full game, on both single player and multiplayer on the GTX 1660 Ti. To skip to any of the resolutions tested, check the timestamps down in the description. So in the options menu there are a few things I recommend tweaking, basically to get a huge boost in performance, lower particle quality from high to low. After that, the anti-aliasing options, despite being SMAA in most cases, they make one of the biggest differences in performance. One very important thing to know about anti-aliasing is that if you don't use T2X SMAA or Filmic SMAA T2X, the motion blur, the reflections, the depth of field will look significantly worse. It'll just look like some grainy effect on screen. That's why in the options menu there are multiple instances where the game warns you about that. If you can, use T2X SMAA or the Filmic option, but again it will affect performance over using SMAA 1X, and then also the ambient occlusion option helped out on the performance side. You can select to have ambient occlusion independently on static objects or dynamic objects, or have it on both at the same time. Of course, if you disable it, you have a good improvement in performance. And finally, I recommend lowering shadows and reflections together. By themselves, usually going from the highest to high helps a little bit, but then below high there wasn't a huge difference for what I could see. So lowering that along with screen space reflections together should have a good improvement in performance. But as always, if you can lower all that I mentioned together, that's the best chance to get the best improvement overall. But don't give any attention to the VRAM gauge, it's not accurate at all. If you have a 4GB card, use normal textures. If you have more than 4 gigs, use high, and if you have less than 4 gigs, use low or very low if you have a 2GB card. Other than that, the game will use significantly more RAM, and it might crash. That happened to me a couple times. And also talking about the VRAM, there are two cache shadows options. If you have an NVIDIA card, I recommend you enable them. It should give you a couple extra frames, but use a little more memory. But on the AMD cards, I recommend you disable this option. On the RX 570, as an example, I ran into multiple crashes using those cache shadows options, so again disable them on AMD cards, enable it on the NVIDIA cards. Other than that, the game should run fine. For the video I tested two parts, trying to aim for 60 frames per second when possible. So yeah, I'll first show you the campaign. That's one of the worst performance I saw so far on the GPU side. And then I'll show you the Ground War mode, which is the 64-player multiplayer mode. That one gave me the biggest hit on the CPU and GPU of all the multiplayer modes. If you're playing the classic Call of Duty, I think it's 6 versus 6 or 8 versus 8 option of Team Deathmatch. That should run better than Ground War. Again, less players, smaller maps, that all makes a difference. That's why I'm showing you the worst case scenario I could find on the multiplayer side. On single player, I noticed that most drops happen when there are a lot of effects on screen, such as fire, explosions, smoke, volumetric lighting, all that kind of stuff. Other than that, it should be okay. Then on the system RAM side of things, the game used a little over 8GB, so my recommendation, if possible, is to have more than 8 gigs of RAM. If you cannot manage that, the game might stutter quite a bit, or maybe crash, I'm not entirely sure, but dual channel is very important. On the CPU side though, a quad-core CPU was enough to get to 60 frames per second. Despite the CPU going to 100% and very often, the game still ran pretty good. If you have a 6-core i5 or Ryzen 5, then the frame time should be a little better, but overall it doesn't seem to require a lot of CPU to get constant 60s, even on the Ground War mode. But anyway guys, that's about it. I hope you keep enjoying the video, thanks for watching and see you next time.
Enemies taking Delta. Allied IAV dropping in. Enemy has Delta. Enemy over there. Allied IAV dropping in. We're holding Delta. Assist your team at Charlie. Contact! Allied UAV overhead.
to keep this on a tight loop. Markov's men are moving the gas tonight.
What are the odds we run into... Heads up.
Down.
We're clear. Copy. Post up on the ridge and let's get the lay of the land.
Echo 3-1 to Blue Viking 5. Call for fire. Stand by for target confirmation.
Copy, 3-1. Viking standing by.
Let's recce the area and make sure there's no Russian army in there.
One in the tower. Left side high, not army.
Copy. Checkpoint, that's the entry. Vehicles on the move.
Patrol vehicle. Contractors.
Security. Good targets. No Russian military presence. Call it in, CIA.
Blue Viking 5, this is Echo 3-1. Troops in the open, south gate. You are cleared hot.
Roger, 3-1. Target acquired. Weapons free in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Echo 3-1. Good effect on target. Viking is RTB. Good hunting.
Much obliged, Viking. We'll take it from here.
Heads up. Multiple guns on foot. Clear. Force up. Damn, CIA bringing the heat today. Looks like someone was playing with fire.
Serves them right, hawking this chemical shit. Пожалуйста, помогите!
Put them out of their misery.
Got enemies inside.
Coming your way. Roger, hit me.
Enemy UAV overhead. Hostiles have echo. We're on Charlie. Stand by. Charlie secure. Hostiles are taking Alpha. Friendly AAV dropping in. Hostiles are taking Bravo. Check fire! Back up to Charlie. Enemy UAV overhead. Friendly UAV overhead. Enemy personal radar in. Securing Echo. Friendly shield turret deployed. Echo secure. Enemy UAV overhead. We're crushing them. Stay.
We need to keep this on a tight loop. Markov's men are moving the gas tonight.
What are the odds we run? Psst, heads up.
We're clear.
Down.
Post up on the ridge and let's get the lay of the land.
Echo 3-1 to Blue Viking 5. Call for fire. Stand by for target confirmation.
Copy 3-1. Viking is standing by.
Medium transport truck.
Transport for the gas.
One in the tower. Left side high, not army. Movement in the rail yard.
That's how the gas comes in. Vehicles on the move.
Patrol vehicle. Contractors.
Security. Good targets. No Russian military presence. Call it in, CIA.
Blue Viking 5, this is Echo 3-1. Troops in the open, south gate. You are cleared hot.
Roger 3-1. Target acquired. Weapons free in 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Heads up!
Echo 3-1. Good effect on target. Viking is RTB. Good hunting.
Much obliged, Viking. We'll take it from here.
Heads up. Multiple guns on foot.
Clear. Force up.
Be advised, Echo 3-1 is not a patient man. Looks like someone was playing with fire.
Something right hawking this chemical shit. Пожалуйста, помогите!
Put them out of their misery.
Got enemies.
Your way, Echo. Roger. Hit base.
Round 4. Capture objectives and kill your enemies. We're taking Echo. We've got Echo. We have taken control. Enemies taking Delta. Target sighted. Losing B. I'm taking fire. We're taking Delta. Enemies taking Charlie. Losing ground. Holding Delta. We have control. Reloading. We lost the C. Securing B. Securing Alpha. Reloading. Overhead. Securing the top. I'm with you. Throwing stuff! Throwing stuff! Push out! Got Alpha. Enemies taking Echo. Allied UAV overhead. We're on Charlie, stand by. Enemy counter UAV. We're holding Charlie. We have taken the lead. Allied UAV overhead. We lost Echo. Reloading. Incoming! Enemies taking Delta. Allied IAV dropping in. Enemy personal radar overhead. We're on Echo. Stand by. We lost Delta. Losing Alpha. Allied UAV overhead.
Enemies here!
Enemy UAV overhead.
Setting Claymore!
Allied IAV dropping in. Enemy's taking Alpha. Fuck, I've lost the lead.